What's up? It's your host Torry, and who is ready to be petty? Welcome back to RTBP. We have such a fun show for you. Kirsten McKinnis is here, and we're talking Celebrity Big Brother, but like not the gameplay, just the fun celebrity tea that you're here for. We talk Rihanna's pregnancy and then give some updates on Kim and Kanye. I should just rename the podcast at this point, Kim and Kanye and Pete updates, and just call it a day, but you know how it is. Speaking of Kim and Kanye, today there was like way more shit that went down from when we recorded this just on Friday. So like it's Sunday now and I literally can't keep up, and I'm not going to give the full rundown. I finally feel like they are overexposed as a couple and I'm over it. So I say this every week, but maybe this is the last time I talk about them for a while. But Kanye posted a bunch of like messages to Instagram and just like a bunch of comments saying that Kim accused him of putting out like a hit on her, which is just like absolutely so wild. And then he kind of talked about just their relationship with Black men and putting them at risk, like for them to accuse Kanye of this is like serious. So I don't even know what to say. I'm sure more people will come out with things over the next week, like articles that we can read, and I'll tweet them and Instagram them. I can't dissect this at this hour. But the other thing that came out was Kylie had her baby. And again, that came out today, February 6th, which was again interesting. The baby was born on February 2nd. 4 days later, I don't think that's too odd, but everyone's like, oh my goodness, are they posting it now? Because Kanye just 12 hours ago went and revealed all this information about us. Should we distract them with like a baby post? So I don't know. Is that like so dark-sided that I think that? People are saying that maybe Valentine's not the name, like we talk about in this episode, that it's maybe Rainbow. And then they also think it's a boy because she posted that pregnancy pic with blue nails and then the blue heart emoji for the pregnancy announcement, which you know my feelings about gendered baby colors. Anyways, Instagram, DM me or like tweet me, let me know. Do you think this is a distraction from the Kanye stuff, or do you think she was just like ready to release the baby news? On episode 77 with Ashley, we talked about the royal family, so I just thought I would give an update. The Queen had her like platinum jubilee. She's been reigning over the UK and the Commonwealth for 70 years, and that's a long time. And in her like memo, she said that she wanted Camilla to be regarded as Queen Consort, not Princess Consort, like tradition says. And people are just going like absolutely ballistic online. So let me know. Do you think people love this, hate this? Why do you think she's being bestowed this honor? Is it just to give them more like resonance and like, I don't want to say clout when I'm talking about the royal family, but Charles and Camilla like need more, I don't know, good press about the relationship? Let me know what you think. And then the last thing I want to cover before we get to today's episode is Adele postponed her Vegas residency, and someone on Instagram, I'm not going to out them because it seemed like they messaged me from a Finsta, but they asked me to chat about it. So I just thought I would share my thoughts. So she was doing a 3-month Vegas residency, which is super cool because she can continue to live in LA and just fly there each weekend. And she has a young son and a new relationship. So it just like, that is fucking the ideal. The tickets were like so expensive. She was probably making a boatload of money. And yeah, it's just really cool. I talked a little bit about this with Kara a few weeks back, just because Katy Perry's also doing her residency and they're just like literal opposite performers. And I feel like Adele's music, you know, should be enjoyed at like a jazz club or like a small intimate theater. So the Vegas residency, like it just seemed like a weird move. But like literally, I think day of the show, she went on Instagram Live and announced that due to COVID, they weren't able to get the tour ready because half the crew was sick with COVID. But there was also like rumors and like maybe some blind items that she was having like creative issues with the like production of it. There was like some props or like some, I don't know, like river or choir or like some shit like that she just wasn't vibing with. And I don't know, there are some rumors that it might not even be postponed. It might just be like fully canceled, which I'd be really sad. I think why people are saying that is because if they don't start soon, venues are booked up, and maybe she'll just wait it out till 2023 when maybe we can have like full stadium concerts. I know that those are like kind of happening now, but some people I guess don't like that look. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it was postponed because of COVID, or do you think that there was like creative differences on set and a little bit of drama? Okay, a few last like little show notes, little housekeeping items before we get to my conversation with Kirsten. In this episode, I say Phil McGraw is married to Morgan Stewart and they had a baby named Roe. It is definitely his son, Jordan McGraw. I think I also call him Tim McGraw at some point. That's really bad. I bet Tim McGraw was pissed when Dr. Phil came out on the scene, but it is definitely Dr. Phil McGraw's son, Jordan McGraw, that was like engaged, married to, and had a kid with Morgan in the last couple years. Second thing, it's become a whole thing. I am on Emily Rose's podcast this week. It's probably out now, so go check it out. We talk about Kardashian wealth. We talk about Kardashian pets and where did they go to. We talk about Call Her Daddy and Alex Cooper and like some of the decisions she's made recently. And then we talk about Euphoria. It was super fun, super insightful, and you should definitely go take a listen. I will put the link in today's show notes. And then very last thing before we get to today's episode, because I have talked your little ear off, but I have created a survey for RTBP. I feel like it's very like, this is what I do in my real person job, but I would love to hear from you. There's a lot of new listeners over the last couple months. The cool thing about being an indie podcast is you can, connect to the listeners and hear what they want to hear, what they like, what they don't like. And I can, change it. I have the power to do that. Maybe unlike some of the really big podcasts that like, I don't know, have a production team and shit. Well, as of right now, it is just me. So if there are things that you really like about the podcast, things that you want to change about it, different topics or segments that you want to hear about, you can always DM me. But if you just want like to fill like in a non-survey, because I can only assume the type of people that listen to this podcast want an anonymous survey, you can get your thoughts out there. It is in the link of my bio on all of my social media, which is, of course, at RTBP Podcast. Okay, I think it's that time. Here is my conversation with Kirsten. I'm back with a very special guest, Kirsten McKinnis from Rob Has a Podcast, from BoJack Horsepod, from Twitch. Welcome to the show, Kirsten. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. I'm so excited to be here. I feel like I'm not qualified to be here, but I'm gonna do my best. I know about pettiness, but yes. I don't think I really have a handle on pop culture anymore. Like I used to like work in a store and like I'd read all the magazines every week, and then I felt like I was really like dialed in, but that was 14 years ago. So now I'm like, I don't know anything.
Okay, literally you texted me like, you're gonna have to show me the ropes. I was like, girl, with what? Like, you're the like professional podcaster here. like
I was like, oh right, pop culture. Like I've turned into
Who's she?
I'm not like a full alien. Like I'm on the internet, right? Like I see stuff, but like I used to be dialed in, and now I'm like, it's time for a nap. I don't know what's happening in the world, news-wise or pop culture-wise.
Yeah, news I'm avoiding today. So let's just talk about the fun shit.
Yes, please.
Oh my God. But tell the listeners a little bit about yourself. Like, unless I'm sure most people know who you are.
Oh my God, like, stop. Don't ever say that to me again. I'm nobody. People might know me from covering like the dumbest reality shows for Rob Has a Podcast. Like when I came in on the scene, everything kind of had people that were covering it. And I was like, well, if I want to have podcasts, I need to branch out. So I cover hot dummies on islands. I talk about Too Hot to Handle, Love Island, Temptation Island, F-Boy Island. Like, if there's dummies on an island, I'll be talking about them. And then, of course, I talk about the dumbest show in the world, Riverdale, every week when it's on with Mary Kwiatkowski, which is like killing every brain cell I have left. And then I do like variety streaming I'm just like all over the internet so that I don't have to get a real second job. Because obviously we live in the same place. Yes. It's very expensive. I do not get paid a living wage, and I will do anything to not have to go be a cashier again. So that's it. I'm bouncing around doing all of that, but most known for reality TV coverage, ?
Arguably the best shows to cover.
They're so fun. Oh my
They're
God.
So fun.
Everyone's like, Too Hot to Handle. And I'm like, okay, but like, yeah, the first episode's boring and the last 2 episodes are boring. But everything in the middle is like pure entertainment that you can just watch. And like, maybe you feel bad about it, but also it's like they share one brain cell in the whole villa and you get to just watch it and enjoy it.
So, like, I obviously just finished Too Hot to Handle season 3 and just like.
So dumb.
It's so dumb, but I am hooked. Mm-hmm. Like, what actually is it? Like, if we had to drill down to, is it the hot people? Is it their like dumb reactions? Is it like their seemingly authentic reactions to be like, how could Lana caught us? Like,
like, do they not realize they're on camera? I think what I've like been able to figure out is like, obviously humans are very voyeuristic in general. Like we love like watching other people do weird stuff. But yes. I think I don't want to speak for everyone, but I think most people who live like a normal day-to-day life, if you put us on an island and we're like, you can't hook up for 2 weeks and you could get a lot of money for that, I think we could do it. Like, it might be hard in some circumstances. There could be someone you're really attracted to and you like want to do something, but like, I think most of us would be like, I can do this for the chance at a lot of money, but these people cannot. They can't do it. Like, to them, one kiss is worth losing $6,000.
This is the other thing that I want to ask you about as the expert.
Oh no, not expert.
Expert on Too Hot to Handle. Like, love that. Like, love that journey.
Do I need to go into the witness like relocation program?
Yes. Like, honestly. But like, do they just know that at this point they can live as influencers, so they like purposely just like cheat on the show and make good TV? Because the prize money actually doesn't matter. It's the money that you make after the season.
In theory, yes, but I feel like most of them are not making so much money on this season. Like, Too Hot to Handle doesn't have very many like sustainable influencer characters that have been on the show. Like, for the most part, the people that are successful on social media were already successful before. Like, obviously season 1, like Harry and Francesca were like already super well known. Season 2, Peter was like a pretty well known TikToker, and then Melinda was an icon. And Melinda and Peter are still together, by the way. They just moved in together. Yeah,
like,
I know.
If I had to bet money, like, I was betting against them.
Yeah. Nope. They're together. They are together. They live together. And so are Cam and Emily from season 2.
Yeah, I like that. I have a weird soft spot for them. I don't know why, because like they don't deserve it, but I do.
I mean, they seem very happy together, right? So like, cool. Good for them. But like, who else are you remembering from like the first 2 seasons of Too Hot to Handle? Like,
good. Yeah,
nobody.
That's a good point.
And then like Nathan and Holly are not together.
No, that was like basically fake anyway.
It was fully just for sex purposes, which is like the last place in the world where you want an arrangement that's purely sex-based is in the Too Hot to Handle. And then I think Harry and Beau are like trying to make it seem like they're back together, but like they're not back together.
Yeah.
Did you see the article about them getting arrested on the way back from filming? That was like, that blew my mind.
Same. They just both seemed so sweet on the show, and to act so like awful, I was shocked.
I just can't. Who says I am a secretary, I will take your job away? It's like, babes, yeah, you're a secretary, and like that's important work. Like that's we don't really call jobs secretaries in Canada anymore, but like I have basically the same job she has, and like it's important work. but it doesn't mean I can go up to people and be like, oh, don't worry, you'll lose your job over this. Like what?
It just like reminded me of Reese Witherspoon getting caught like drunk driving and being like, do you know who I am? And the officer's like, yeah, and you're also still drunk driving. Like, thank you.
Don't remind me of bad moments for my girl Reese.
I know. Well, that was her like brown hair. Like she was still, I think, still had brown hair. So
disgusting.
We don't like count that phase in her life. Like, okay, we're gonna talk about some fun things today. Celebrity Big Brother, of
course,
a show that I have promised I would watch and then just didn't follow through. I watched like the first 20 minutes. I will watch because I was like,
it's actually really fun.
It seems fun, and I was like, I don't have a TV notoriously. So like I
can hook you up. I can help you out.
But I just don't want to. Okay, I'm the type of person like I will be identity thefted or thiefed or whatever the verb of that is. I can't pirate TV shows because I'll be stolen.
No, okay. I can help you with this. I can help you watch it in a way where your identity will not be stolen. Okay. It'll be okay.
Okay, perfect. But then I was like, oh my God, I have like the Gem, like the global TV Gem app. But I was like, I can watch it. So I was like, I'm actually going to like give this a shot. It's only... And then you're like, oh, 3 episodes have passed. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? How am I already behind 3 episodes? Like, it just premiered.
Okay, but you can, if you said you didn't finish the premiere, you can skip that. There's not that much there.
Okay.
And then episode 2 was like a lot of messy gameplay. But honestly, if you wanted to just like jump in on Sunday, like there was just an eviction. Sunday will be a new HOH, new noms. It like resets. Like you can just jump in at any point. Like you don't need to catch up on the like 4 hours of it that you missed.
Literally, because when they started introducing the characters one at a time into the house, the house guests, I was like, I don't know if I have the patience.
No, it was too much. I did like how Carson Kressley was like, I will just take over hosting. He was introducing every person, doing what needed to be done. Did you see the part where Chris Kattan came in though? That was pretty funny.
That was really funny.
Like he did not want to come into the house whatsoever.
But he seems like so desperate to be there.
He is. Okay. I was very out on him, and then Rob Sesternino compared him to Dina Lohan.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh my God, he's the Dina Lohan of the season. Like he does not know what's going on, and he's just a kooky character. And now I'm all in. Now I am all in. And he was really, really nice to Mariah, the figure skater woman.
Mm-hmm.
When she got nominated and was feeling really sad. He was really nice to her. So I'm kind of a Chris Kattan at this point.
Oh no. Oh yeah. No. Okay.
Who knew that he would be the better Chris on the season?
Honestly, because I saw the facial hair. Like that's commitment to
Chris Kirkpatrick. He is a demon.
He is a demon. Like that commitment to just like living in the 90s turned me off of him so much. So I had to be a Chris Kattan. Okay,
but with Chris Kirkpatrick, he has the same shape of facial hair, but his face is not the same shape. And it's like baby boy, so you need to move past this. Like this is not the time. But he's like obsessed with MMA, I guess, which like
I know
is a big red flag for me personally.
Absolutely.
And so he's like all about Misha because she's in MMA. And so somehow he's in like the Athletes Alliance, even though he's not an athlete. So
I know. It's not so
good.
Perplexing.
But I'm trying to think if there's anything actually relevant that happened like to the world in the Big Brother house. Like people are starting to think that like Todrick has maybe something in the real world like pinned to him winning it, because I feel like the way a lot of the conversation today was like about how much Todrick needs to be on Celebrity Big Brother and not like
out of like the most of them.
Yeah. And it's like, but why does he need it? Like that's suspicious. So I'll keep my eye on that.
You actually think like it could possibly be rigged towards Todrick winning?
Oh, not rigged, but I think that he could easily have told several of the house guest things in the preseason because he was the only like correct name that was rumored preseason. He easily could have been pre-gaming with people and like making it seem like, oh, he really needs this, so that then because they're mostly dummies, but they're all playing hard. So
my question for you about Todrick is, do you think Taylor Swift is tuning in?
No, Taylor Swift's in a cottage. Like, Taylor Swift is like in her cottage, like in a really long dress with like an apron, just like living her best life.
Baking cookies with Joe.
Yes, absolutely. And like cuddling with her cats. She is not watching Todrick Hall and Celebrity Big Brother. And if she was, she
like
would tweet it. She would tweet about it if she was.
Okay, that's what I was like thinking, because she tweet. No, she hasn't said one thing, which like Taylor, that's noted. But like, I feel like she does usually tweet about like her friends' projects, like album releases and like, I don't know. So I just thought that was a little bit sus.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to Taylor Swift's Twitter, which is something I normally do not do because I find her so annoying on the platform that I actually have her block.
Oh my God. Wild. Was it because of her coming after the Gorillas guy?
Oh no, I've had her blocked well before that. Because the problem is if you don't have Taylor Swift blocked, you will just see all of her tweets because the Swifties are like a massive gremlins that cannot be stopped.
100%. And like Swifties don't cancel us, but I follow like at Taylor Nation or whatever, and it's just my entire fucking feed.
See, I would block Taylor Nation. It's none of my business. Yeah, she hasn't tweeted one thing. She hasn't tweeted at all since she got mad at Damon Albarn.
Fascinating. Yeah, she's obviously way too good for this like bullshit, but like she is really good friends with Todd. Like they've had a professional and personal relationship for like several years. You could toss him a bone there.
Do you think that there's too much Kardashian connection in the house for her to be willing to engage with it? Could that be the problem?
Yeah, that she like just DM'd him and was like, love you, like go win this thing, but like I could never publicly support this.
I never realized until just now, but my friend Brayden, who was on Big Brother Canada 9, stayed at Todrick's house, therefore knows Todrick, which means I am 2 degrees of separation from Taylor Swift.
Please exploit that.
Like, oh my God.
Okay, that's actually like wild.
That's well, I'm actually like a very close degree of separation from a lot of people because the woman who did my makeup for the Big Brother Canada 6 promos did Emma Watson's makeup for Harry Potter. So I'm like 1 degree away from like all the Harry Potter kids.
Kate, didn't they like rip you apart though? Didn't you tell me about this, or were they kind to you? Maybe I'm thinking about someone else.
No, a different person on the set commented on my skin and asking if I had ever tried Accutane, and they I don't think it was her. And if it was her, she meant it kindly because my skin was really bad at the time looking back. But yeah, no, someone there definitely was like, oh, have you ever considered Accutane? And I was like,
I would literally be like, fuck you. I like, even if it was true, it's like, you just don't do that.
It's so mean. I was like, no, my skin's already dry. I would like blow away in the wind if you gave me Accutane.
Me too. Even though, again, my like little sister pushes on me so often, and I was like, girl, you have no idea. But even coming from her, a person I love and respect, absolutely scathing.
Yeah, no, that's the meanest thing that your sister has ever said to you. Like, I've never heard anything else that she said to you, but like, that's the meanest. And I've seen your skin up close and personal, and
oh my God, stop.
Like, I don't think it's so dire.
Oh my God.
I think, wait, does your sister like not have any acne at all? Like ever?
No. Both of my sisters were on Accutane in high school and as adults. So they're for the cause.
I don't know. Any medicine where they're like, yeah, we got to check your kidneys. And if
once a month, I'm like,
and like, if you get pregnant, it's your baby will have fins. I'm like, oh shoot. Yeah. No, I don't want that.
I'm going to stick to a topical. Thank you. But anyways, okay, I want to talk to you about like the nitty gritty.
Yes.
Like, This is the question that is on my mind.
Okay.
Especially after what was released today on TMZ. We don't have to go over the story. I don't want to. I don't want to say the word into a microphone.
Well, do you want me to say it? I'll say it.
Sure.
For anyone who doesn't know, and I'm sorry if you don't want to know, but Lamar Odom pooped the bed on the first night of live feeds.
Okay, so that's like the perfect example. Are you surprised that people sign up for this? Because it is so invasive. Do they not know it's that invasive? Do they think that they can get away with like being a good person for 2 weeks and this is going to be like a bump in their career? Like, what is the mindset?
I don't know, because like earlier today, Cynthia Bailey, right? Is her name?
Yes.
Yeah. She was sitting in bed in sunglasses and was like, my contract says I don't have to get up and out of bed until 10 a.m. So I'm not getting out of bed until 10 a.m. So like, I do think that they have, for celebrity Big Brother, some level of control over like the contracts that they sign. But Big Brother contracts are so scary and horrifying, and it's literally like, you may be embarrassed on national television is like a clause in the contract, and you're like, well, shoot. So like, I don't know, maybe celebrities just think they're like better than other people and like won't do anything embarrassing, or they just think they have so much PR training that it'll be fine, or like the feeds will get cut.
And why didn't they like do Lamar a solid and like cut the feeds when this happened?
Well, because I think the way, like, no one like saw him like poop the bed, right?
They saw him talking about it.
But I think it was something like he was just like, yeah, I America, I want you to know I shit the bed last night.
Fuck, if that happened to me, I would do everything in my power to cover up and make sure no one ever knew that happened.
I don't know how to fully hide that, because normally bedding gets changed like once a week or whatever, but like obviously you'd want fresh bedding. You need to do some laundry. I don't know if the celebrities do their own laundry if it gets sent out, but like,
I don't even think there's room for laundry in the backyard. I feel
because it's just like a small like alley right now, and they put a hot tub in.
Yes, of course.
I think you just try to hide it. Like, if you poop in your pants, like, I wouldn't want anyone to know about that.
No, I would literally die. So you were very close to going on Big Brother. Is that like the piece that you were most scared of, is live feeds?
Yeah, I was terrified for live feeds. I was like I wasn't concerned that I was gonna like say something that would get me canceled or anything like that. Like I'm not scared from that perspective, but it's just like, if you are on the live feeds, you could easily like show like part of your body that you don't want shown, or like just do something like real. Like, I feel like I'd probably be like picking a wedgie, and I would get like like Brian Scally would gif it, and like it would be a meme forever, and I like want to be dead.
Like, literally,
right? Like, I just feel like stuff like that, or like, what if I pick my nose? Like,
yes, like we could be Raven. Like, remember all the gifs of Raven? Just like,
when I think of being Raven, that is not the first thing I think of.
What do you think of?
With Raven, I think about how she would hook up with Matt Klein's, and then he would like clean himself up with like a kitchen towel and then use it to clean the whole kitchen.
Like, if that happened to me and was caught on camera, like, I would end it all.
Like, I know I was talking to our mutual friend Haley Strong recently, and it was someone had posted like a pregnancy announcement, and she was like, if I had to like say something where people would know that I had intercourse before, I would like want to die of embarrassment. Like, I don't want anyone to know. And so like the idea of like going into the Big Brother house and hooking up is nightmare. Absolute nightmare.
Nightmare. Like, I can't have a wedding because I don't want people to see my side profile. Like, so I actually can't go on TV. Like,
if people can't see your side profile, that is definitely a barrier to entry.
Like, it would just be like screenshots of me like trying to like game with people, and I'd just be like trying to angle my face like to the camera.
Well, you would be like Big Brother 17, that Shelly was like the older woman. And when she's like yelling at Clay, like, how dare you have this conversation with me right now? I'm not wearing makeup. She's like, I'm like, shit. Now the camera's on me.
Literally me. Like,
actually, that would have been it too, especially like my skin was not good at the time, and I feel like people on Twitter would not have been nice about that.
I know, because people could take it to such
like they're
a, like,
so
ugly
mean
level.
right? Like people, like I literally was like on TV for 3 minutes and I still got like the hate that I got was so bizarre.
It's so fucked up. And even like some of the messages you get, and we don't have to dive into your traumas, but like
it's fine.
Still, like some of the messages you get, I'm like, oh my God, people need to chill out.
I like truly, some people are so profoundly unemployed that they will just tweet the most wild things. And like, thankfully, I'm kind of over it. Like, I'm just like, I see it. I feel the moment of like, wow, like somebody, like I feel more bad for someone that they feel like that's what they have to do is say something stupid to a person they don't know. It used to like, I'd like be like, it's so funny, but I was like, my feelings are kind of hurt.
Well, it's so good that you have a thick skin now. Like literally someone commented on my podcast Instagram and they were like, you swore too much this episode, and I had a mental breakdown.
Well, I have a specific message for that person. Fuck off.
Literally, I was like, LOL, is this like my mom's burner account? like what?
Oh, yeah, I forgot your mom listens. Oh no, now I feel like I can't swear.
No, it's totally fine. These are the other 2 points that I like really want to hit on. Everyone wants to know about like Lamar and Shayna and their Kardashian connection. Yes.
So it was it Teddy that called Khloe a donkey? Was that who said that?
No,
it was that Shayna? Okay.
Yes.
I cannot tell Shayna and Teddy apart all of the time when I look at their faces. So I knew one of them talked about it. So tonight, Shayna actually talked about that and how she was on the Wendy Williams show and she thought that they had said Kim's wedding, not Khloe's wedding. So that's why she said she was actually calling Kim Kardashian a donkey.
Perfect. Like clears everything up.
She had never actually met Khloe and thinks she's a good person, I think she said.
God, that's so fucking brutal. Yeah. I just like, I've been calling Shayna Shanna for since Travis and Courtney got together, so like a year. So my apologies.
No, I was mind blown when someone said Shayna on a podcast the other day, and I was like, oh, I've just been saying like, Shanna this whole time. Like, I'm so embarrassed.
Everyone, like, literally, even on RHAP, were like, oh, I think it's Shayna. And I was like, no, it's Shanna. Like, I should DM them. And then literally the only thing that made me believe it was when she, like, actually introduced herself on the TV. I was like, oh, no, it's actually Shayna.
It's like, hi, I'm Shayna. And I was like, wait, what? It's like when I talk to my Siri and I'm like, Siri, call me Kirsten. And my Siri goes back, but I already call you Kirsten. And that's how it is. We could call her Shanna. It's fine.
Okay, brutal. That's so brutal. So Lamar is like talking about Khloe, like, I miss her. I wish she was here. I made mistakes. Like, I want her back, kind of ish. Like, this is fucking beating a dead horse at this point. It's sad.
I literally had to look up. I was like, when did they get divorced? Like, I didn't feel like this was relevant anymore. And then I looked and it was finalized like in 2016, but had been ongoing for like 3 years before that. And I was like, yeah, he really misses the money he made when he was with her. Hey, like,
yes. That's like, that could be like the only reason, I feel like.
Yeah.
Do you think like he feels obligated to talk about her just so he's like adding something to the show?
I mean, that could definitely be it, but it also could be that this is like an environment where Lamar can say what he wants and like Kris Jenner doesn't have any control over it. And so he can just get it out there and it will get back to Khloe and like, you know, maybe it will soften her heart. You never know. I just think it's so weird to be like, yeah, I was dreaming about my ex-wife. But I do actually think that the Jenner Kardashians have had something to say because I feel like now they've started on the show talking about like, we're connected through a very famous family. And they're not actually saying Kardashian.
I noticed that too.
So I think that maybe something got involved there.
Do you think like Lamar and apparently Shayna's like doing really well in the house? Do you think like they're going to connect on this?
I don't know if it will be like a lasting connection, but Shayna's playing like a rap floater game so far, it seems like an iconic game. And Lamar is like there. Like he's a little like he's more dialed in than his former colleague Meta World Peace was, because he actually like knows to vote for who he wants out.
But then wasn't he like, why, spoiler alert, why is like Teddy's picture black and white?
He did. But he also was like, why are you crying? It's not like she died. It was really funny.
That's kind of iconic.
Like he said like 14 funny things in like 2 seconds after the eviction, all while wearing essentially a Snuggie. Like it was incredible.
I feel like we forget that he was like really good TV. Like he carried Khloe and Lamar's spin-off show.
He's so funny. He's just vibing, and I love that for him.
I think like the last like petty thing I want to say about Celebrity Big Brother is this John Mellencamp Instagram
so funny
post. So Teddy Mellencamp, John Mellencamp's daughter, is on the show. He posted an Instagram photo of like his other family members. The caption, "A television show that Teddy is on premieres tonight. I don't know what she's doing, but I'm proud of her and hope she achieves her goals."
A television show.
Is he, okay, so like, here are my immediate thoughts. Is he like, oh, you didn't pay me to say Big Brother, so I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
I respect that. Get that bag.
Yeah.
Second thing, does he honestly not know? Third, is this even him, or is it his assistant or like social media manager that is now fired?
First of all, I had not swiped right on that post and seen the second picture on that Instagram post. And I'd like you to swipe and look at it right now, because it is
Is it worse?
It's wild. It is a wild picture. But I think he just is like, I know she's gonna be on TV, but I don't know what show.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna describe it. It is John holding Teddy like you would a romantic partner. I'm just gonna put it out there. It's giving me major like incest vibes.
Yep.
Their eyes are closed. It's black and white / like sepia. It's like kind of weird.
Yeah.
And she has her nose and mouth on his eyelid and eyebrow. His hands are gripping her shoulders.
And also like she's like what, 10 in this picture?
Yes, and he's like 30.
Yeah.
It's so fucking creepy. That's so funny. Oh my God.
That's one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
It truly ruined my night.
Sorry.
Okay, the next thing I wanted to talk about, Rihanna's pregnancy really broke the internet for me. It was literally everywhere. And like, I know that she is beloved, but I don't know why I was like surprised, but it was just like instantly iconic.
She will do anything to avoid releasing a new album, truly.
Yes.
Anything. But literally the whole feed was the picture of her in like the amazing like hot pink jacket, her little bump out, but also like the overwhelming response I saw was people that were just so furious that Rihanna would dare to have a baby with someone other than themselves, like the nobody they've never met, as well as people being like, is Drake okay?
Yes.
And Drake has never been okay. Like we know this.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Yeah, people were surprised, even though I was like, if you read blind items, this was all over the blinds like a week previous.
Okay, here's my question.
Yes.
Where do you find the blind items? Like, I feel like I see all these TikToks of them, and I love watching these TikToks, but I'm like, but where do you find them?
Yes, so there is a website, Crazy Days and Nights, created by NT Lawyer. He was an entertainment lawyer in Hollywood. I'm not sure if he still practices, but he would hear stuff from people that he worked with that would just like attend celebrity events, like not even necessarily other celebrities, but like, you know, the caterer, etc., and would post them on a blog. They remove all the details. And it just kind of like blew up. There's many other websites. The like 2021 version or 2020 version was Dumois.
Yes, and I have followed Dumois.
They like are a little bit, I feel like less, they're just new, so they just don't, I feel like, have any credibility at this point. So I think some of the ones that have been around for like 20 years are really good. But it's funny because all of the websites look like they were created, like it's WordPress circa like 2003. Yeah. So basically I don't look at the websites. I just find people that reiterate the information.
Amazing.
From the websites.
I love that. Okay.
But it's so fascinating and you like learn so much. I also like shout out to some of the podcasts I listen to that cover blind items, Beyond the Blinds, Fluently Forward, NT's podcast. I'm sure there's a lot more, but like it's just nice when it's like read to you instead of
I'm just gonna subscribe to some podcasts right now. Like
honestly though, because like my shtick is just not doing any work for any of the content that I want to consume.
I love that.
So it's like if someone can just like summarize the blind items or like reveal them to me, like I don't even want to find out who it is. You can just give me your guesses in like the comments. That's what I want to do.
I'm doing that.
Yeah, so like we kind of knew. I actually cared more about like Kris Jenner's reaction to this news than I like probably did the announcement, which says a lot about me as a person. Like I'm not proud of that because it's Kylie's time to shine and I feel like they're milking so much out of Kylie's pregnancy that I'm like, I bet Kris told Kylie to like keep her locked up.
So and this is where I have to be so embarrassing. I learned that Kylie is pregnant from reading your podcast out loud.
Literally, how did you avoid that information?
I am very good at avoiding looking at the Kardashians and Jenners because like they make me feel bad about my face and body. And so I try to never look at any of them directly.
100%. Like, I don't follow any of them on Instagram. They were, like, the first people I unfollowed when I was like, oh, I think Instagram, like, makes me feel bad about myself.
Absolutely. Because they were, like, the ones that made Instagram worse because they made everyone make you feel bad about yourself.
100%. 100%.
So how far along is
like
Kylie,
super.
And then who is the father of this baby?
It's Travis Scott.
Okay.
The father of Stormy too. So, and apparently possible baby names is like Valentine.
I don't hate that.
I actually like really don't hate that. I think it's kind of cute.
And I also just like love the idea of a baby being like a Jenner and they're like, Val, come here.
Yeah, like the most basic bitch name. Literally,
like, it's perfect.
What is like a good nickname for Valentine? I actually don't.
I mean, I feel like you could be Val or you could be Tyne, and like Tyne is bad.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Val is at least a name.
Literally, but I feel like Kylie's baby is like a scapegoat for all of the shit. Like they use their family values.
Mm-hmm.
Or like alleged family values as like, and their kids as like scapegoats for all the awful shit that they do. So I just feel like they're like, fuck, like Rihanna is like kind of stealing the spotlight right now.
But I feel like Rihanna's gonna like have her baby quietly and like once every 3 years we'll see this child. Like I don't think that she's like her kid's not gonna have a TikTok anytime soon, you know?
Yes, that's such a good point. She is way too cool to like even know what TikTok is.
But she's a big Big Brother fan. She's probably watching Celeb Big Brother.
Yes. Oh my God. Such a good tie-in. Okay, so Rihanna's like real name is Robin.
Yes.
And she goes by her middle name. A$AP Rocky is the father. He goes by A$AP Rocky. Yeah. What do you think their baby could be named? Do you have any like hot guesses?
Oh man, their baby's gonna have such a cool name for sure. So like,
I know
you better believe it's not gonna be any of like the top 100 like common baby names.
Yes.
I don't know. I really don't know. Like he goes by A$AP.
No, okay. So I'm like, do you go by A$AP? And then I saw a video of them, and she was like, "Hey, Rocky." So he actually goes by Rocky.
Okay. Well, I mean, that makes sense. Like, if you were, like, dating someone, you wouldn't want to call them A$AP. Like, he probably...
It's actually so bizarre to me.
Like, he probably calls her, like, Ree or, like, Riri.
I don't have any guesses per se, but I just feel like it's going to be something cool.
Yeah. What's coolest?
Like, one syllable.
Something that, like, is, like, genderless.
Yes, like it kind of, I could see them giving like, you know, like Saint West. Like I could see them doing like some type of cool one syllable name, no middle name,
like
just the last name.
Like Storm. Listen, it says that in the 50 coolest girl names, the first one is Alma, so I don't trust this list. It says Pearl. No, okay, this is a horrible list.
That's so bad. I will say Alma means soul in Spanish, so that's kind of nice.
Oh, that is cute.
Yeah, and Pearl in Spanish also is way better. Like Perla, like sounds way better than
that. Does sound
Pearl.
way better. What about Axel?
Yes, that's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah, like I went to school with this girl named Ocean in high school, and her brothers were named Storm, Axel, and Wonderful. So I feel like it could be that.
Oh God. But okay, these are the people that can get away with it because these kids will never have to work a day in their life.
My God, can you imagine? Do you think they would adopt a 29-year-old like woman?
That's the question on everyone's minds, to be honest.
Do you think they'll go with an R name because of like Rihanna/Rocky?
Yeah, and like it's Robin, Rihanna, Fenty. Yeah. So
if they're going with an R name, my number one pick is going to be like Rogue.
Okay, I was going to say Roe.
Oh yeah, Roe works.
R-O-W,
yeah, Roe is good.
Which like Morgan Stewart and Phil McGraw, I think. Tim McGraw. No, not Tim McGraw. Fuck.
I got to tell you, I don't know who either of the people you're talking about are.
Okay. One is like an E! News host and one of them is Dr. Phil's son.
Oh.
Phil McGraw. They named their kid Ro. My little sister's name is Rowan. I'm like very into that.
Rowan is a great name.
Yes, it is. It is. But I could see that Rogue Rocky. Okay, what is, I'm just going to look up, what is ASAP's
what's his real name?
Rakeem Myers.
I really burying the lead with his middle name.
Because I didn't want to say it. Athalaston? I don't. I did that on fucking purpose, Kirsten. Like, oh my God. Oh my
I'm
God.
sorry. I just was like, what is that? I like how Wikipedia says not to be confused with Aesop Rock.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, all the best to this beautiful couple. Their pictures, like,
stunning.
I hate pregnancy photo shoots. No judgment if you decide to do one, but like they're usually cheesy, and this was so fucking cool. Like they're just so cool, and I'm so not cool, and I'm just in awe of them.
I would love, though, I think it would be very funny if they did like some of the like supremely uncool like pregnancy things. Like if Rihanna posts the 3D ultrasound online, right? Like obviously like get whatever ultrasounds and whatever you need for your child, and like that's great, but like you see a beautiful baby because it's your baby. Nobody else sees it that way.
We see mush.
I saw once someone had posted one, and like first comment was like, that looks like a crisp lasagna. And that's what I think every time I see a 3D ultrasound. So like maybe if they did something like that, it'd be hilarious. Or like suddenly like we see that they've created a nursery with like a mountain mural on one wall.
Yes.
They have like the felt letterboard for like every month. They take a picture of the baby with its favorite thing. Like if they start doing like that cringe stuff, would it become cool?
100%.
Embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing, but I would be following in those footsteps.
I saw one of the Big Brother Canada contestants announced a pregnancy this week, and they had like a picture of like her with her husband, and he was holding their dog, and then there was a felt board that was like, my parents are getting me a baby human or something like that.
No, not human on top of parents.
It might have only been one of the two, but I can't remember which one, and I would believe it was both.
Oh my God, that makes me want to never have a child. I hate all of that shit so much.
It's just proof that you've had intercourse. So embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing. Human just like literally gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Anytime anyone like writes from their pet's point of view, like my skin crawls. POV. I'm like, listen, if my cats could write It would be a PhD level dissertation about like all the ways I've wronged them by like letting them see the bottom of their bowl.
Remember when Christmas from Big Brother had a pet account and it was like attacking other people?
Wait, no, I don't remember this. I thought, wasn't that I thought that was like a Christy thing also.
Oh, maybe it was.
But it could have been both. Like, you could tell me Christmas from Big Brother did anything up to and including like murder, and I would be like, yeah.
Well, didn't she almost murder someone?
She assaulted someone by hitting them with a car, but they did not die. Had they died, I don't know if it would have been murder or manslaughter. I'm not aware of the facts of the case, but like her and Memphis together, like, because they're still together. They're still together. I think they're engaged. Disgusting. But truly, like, you could tell me anything. You could be like, yeah, Christmas from Big Brother did this, and I'd be like, I buy. Like, if you told me that Christmas from Big Brother was the one in charge of Teddy Mellencamp's fitness company and was telling people to eat 600 calories a day, I'd be like, yeah, I buy it. Sounds about right.
Honestly, they're like one and the same. Same with Memphis.
Oh, all I think of when I think of Memphis is his weird short pants that he wore like the whole time he was on All Stars.
Oh my God. Yeah, there's like such a fine line between like a tapered pant and then like
a capri pant.
Yeah. Oh God. Capris are just like, don't do anyone favors. Holy shit.
Next he'll be wearing what are the gauchos?
Oh my God. Honestly, bring back the gaucho though. Like, I'm kind of for that.
I mean, I feel like they did kind of come back last year, didn't they?
Like a culotte, which is just like the French version.
Yes.
Of a gaucho.
Isn't it aren't they the same?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
This is just the like elevated like Parisian version.
Oh, of course.
Like I'm kind of down for the gaucho resurgence. Like, they're so comfortable.
Yeah, but I would just rather wear leggings like any day. The way that they brought back like OG yoga pants by calling them flared leggings this year also was like the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God. And I was like, I can't go back to those. Like,
no,
I can't. I physically can't. I'm 5'1". Like, for the love of God, please don't do this.
And I have the legs of a 5'1" person.
Yes.
So I also cannot do that. And then some of them are like, it's like a flared yoga pant with like a slit down the front. And I'm like,
I know.
What is that for?
I know.
Are we old?
We're so old. Okay, like this is how unhinged I can get sometimes. I considered buying those.
No.
Like the ones with the slit too, not just the regular ones.
I need you to promise me that if you are ever at rock bottom again like that, that you will text me and I will get you out of there. I will talk you out of it.
I'm going to have to. And like, I saw it on like a cute influencer. I was like, I could pull this off. And then I was like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like,
the influencer doesn't even pull it off. They probably like FaceTime the whole photo.
I know. It didn't look bad. Like, it looked good in one context. I always think that I'm like, these pants look good in this one picture, but like with any type of movement, this looks horrendous.
It's not the sisterhood of the traveling pants.
No.
I saw a TikTok today of someone who was like, I really decided I want to invest in a pair of jeans. So I went to this expensive store and I tried on these $200 jeans and they fit really great and they looked amazing, but I like couldn't really sit down in them. And I asked the like salesperson and they said, oh, those are more of a standing jean.
Like, those are standing pants.
Like,
I actually understand that. Like,
but like, if it's a standing pant, I'm not buying it because I'm not standing more than I have to.
No, like me at the age of 19 is buying that pair of pants. Me at the age of 29 is just not.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would ever buy that pair of pants.
No, there is a point that I would have bought that like 100%.
Actually, I think like all pants pre like 2008 were actually standing pants, but we all were just sitting in them anyways.
We were delusional. Yes. Like after all that we've been through in the past 2 years, my heart cannot take the resurgence of some of these jean trends.
No, I'm sorry. Someone tries to put me in a low-rise pant.
Oh my
God.
Absolutely
not.
The nail in my fucking coffin.
Like
I swear
it's
to
not
God.
a hate crime, but like it's close.
Like it has the same essence,
right? Like
it's
a hateful thing to do to like force low-rise pants on. I'm like, no, bring the higher the rise, the better, please. Like
100%.
That's all I want.
It's tough out here. Like holy shit.
Like we've all already been living through nearly 2 years of a global pandemic. Can't we just wear fleece pants out of the house now? Like, is that okay?
I basically do.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm there. I'm right there with you.
I'm basically in a gaucho, like already. Like, I'm one step away from a gaucho.
I'm in a different pair of Align pants every day until it's laundry day. But that's not so different than how I was before the pandemic.
I was just gonna say, I went to work in the On the Fly pant from Lululemon, which is basically like a work pant made out of yoga pant material. So I'm like, I wasn't falling from that far. Like I was pretty close.
No, everyone was there. Everyone was already at that level. Like I did have to dress like quite fancy for my job right before COVID, but like I just wore what I wanted. But then once they made me go home and change, but like it's fine.
Oh my God.
That was that's a nomination for This Week in Petty. Is my boss making me go home and change what I was wearing? Slingback flats, Aritzia dress pants, and a chambray button-down collared shirt. The shirt was not okay.
God. We don't have dress codes and we don't police professionalism in 2020.
Yeah, dress codes
or whatever this was.
This was in 2019, but dress codes are dead now, thank God.
Yeah, we didn't know what we know now.
Yeah, we didn't know. I mean, I'm sure that company probably still is policing it the same way, but like I got out, I'm in a better place now.
The next thing we wanted to talk about is kind of like ongoing and like kind of breaking news.
Mm-hmm.
Kim and Kanye are like
the feud continues.
I like don't even know what to say. Kim posted a direct Instagram like story message calling out Kanye West. I'm like honestly kind of shocked because I didn't think they would ever address shit so directly at this point.
And I think like I wonder what that is a like product of. Like, do you think that because there's a perception of like Kanye in like such a way that they feel like they could just get away with it? Like
they like need to start
like separate themselves as fully as possible, as quickly as possible.
Yeah, because okay, so they filed for divorce.
Yeah.
But they were like super polite to each other. They also like were like she was at his Donda recordings and like concerts and like did the wedding dress thing, like still a really like respectful relationship. And then like it kind of went all downhill. So first bad signs, Kim starts dating Pete publicly. He starts dating Julia Fox.
Well, there was also there was an interview where he was like, my wife told me I couldn't wear my Met Gala hat and I'm sad that I let her.
And she was like, okay, like this is again like still like kind of paints him as the bad person and like we're kind of like clean. Then he releases like song lyrics about her. Then he seemingly like signs up for a TikTok account to like comment on North's TikTok and is like, I don't want North on TikTok. This wasn't discussed.
Yeah.
Like, please get her off of this. And then it just kind of like blew up from there.
Yeah. So like, I guess Kim's a mommy blogger now. Like, okay. But yeah, it's very, very strange. And then, Kim does her like full Instagram story call out where she is like, Kanye attacking is worse than anything else. Pulls out that she's the main provider and caregiver for their children. And has a dig that Kanye is on his third lawyer in a year.
Yes, which I thought was petty.
Yeah.
But like, I think that they're both doing their own power plays and like this jockey for power and like just trying to paint the other person now as like the bad person. But like, which the Kardashians are so good at doing.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm like, you're probably like equally as guilty. Maybe not equal because I feel like Kanye's like on one lately. But like Kim, I don't think you're like a treat to like
it's
like co-parent with.
Nobody's amazing here. But I do just think anytime the Kardashians do anything that is like big enough that I actually see it, I'm like, oh, what are they hiding though? Like, what's the big thing that they're trying to hide by this debate or argument happening in the press?
Totally, because I think like one of the main plot points that I forgot is also she didn't invite him to Chicago's birthday party, and then he went on Instagram Live and was like, I'm trying to find the details of the party, and then shows up. So Kim posts this Instagram story like 3 hours ago. Kanye responds and says, what do you mean by main provider? America saw you try to kidnap my daughter on her birthday by not providing the address. You put security on me inside of the house to play with my son, then accused me of stealing. What do you think she accused him of stealing?
Ooh.
Like, what?
Well, and it's like, it's not like there's anything in her house to take, right? Yes. Like, it's hard to say.
like he takes the beige couch? Like, what the fuck?
Like, I think they would have seen him walking out with a couch. I think that's pretty obvious. So like, what, like, did he like, was he taking like silverware or jewelry? Like what?
Like on Euphoria?
The situation is, it's like, okay, sure, like Kim can say she's the main caregiver and primary whatever for the kids, but it's like, it's not like Kanye's poor. He doesn't need to steal from her.
Yeah, it seemed so, like, it just seems so weird. I'm like, what is the truth of this? And then he says, you had me take a drug test after the party because you accused me of being on drugs.
I think you make them take the drug test before the party, right?
But he showed up unannounced. Like he went on Instagram Live like during the party and was like, drop the Addy.
I
don't know.
I don't like this.
I don't like this either. And it's so weird because they're both working with Balenciaga. Like Kim just came out with this like huge collab with Balenciaga, and then like Kanye came out with a different collab with Gap, Yeezy, and Balenciaga. He's dressing Julia Fox, his new muse, in all Balenciaga. Like, it's just so confusing. Like, I just want someone to break it down for me.
Yeah, I need like a murder wall making sense of this all.
Yes, like Mike's Mike on YouTube or whatever, who does the Pretty Little Liars videos.
Please make a 2-hour unhinged recap of this divorce.
I need it so fucking bad.
Like, I know it's Balenciaga, so like obviously I could never buy it in my life.
Yes.
But
correct. Yeah, me neither.
But like, to see a jacket, to see boxer briefs for $230
makes me sick to my stomach.
Like, have you ever heard of Saks? Like, does the Balenciaga boxer brief even have a spot for your balls to go? Like,
okay, but also speaking of Saks, not that I'm their like intended customer, but it's like they're also $50. So, like, I just can't.
I think they're like 35. I think, like, still expensive, but, like...
Still expensive. Like, I'm a 5 for 10, or no, 5 for 50 airy girl.
Literally, I was, like, looking for underwear on La Senza, and I was like, where's the 7 for 27? Like, I'm sorry. What? I'm expected to pay, like, label price for a pair of underwear? Absolutely not. When I saw that Parade sells underwear for $8 each, and they're like, underwear only has to be $8 a pair, and I was like, I think that's a lot.
Literally, I saw Parade was, like, advertised to me on Instagram or TikTok. I took the bait, went to their website, immediately clicked off.
I bought some Parade stuff just because I was able to get a discount. And let me tell you, I'm wearing a bralette right now. They said, bralettes can be supportive. They lied. They're lying on all of their Instagram and TikTok ads. I regret it.
Okay, so like speaking of underwear, I don't want to like financially support the Kardashians. I support them way too much just by talking about them literally every week on this godforsaken podcast.
Of course.
But like, I kind of want to buy some Skims.
The thing is, have you ever seen what the Skims look like before they go on the body?
Yes, and that's also like fascinating to me. It's like that shirt. It's like that shirt from the early 2000s that was like this big and like, do you know what I'm talking about with like the like
from like Brandy Melville?
No. Maybe.
What did it look like? I need you to explain it better.
I'm thinking of it like from like La Senza Girl
or
like
not La Senza Girl.
It was like was like tiny,
Okay.
and, like, but would like stretch to like a normal size and was like puffy.
Oh.
Shrunk shirt with buffs. That's my Google search. If this comes up, God bless the internet. Do you remember these?
Oh, no.
They're popcorn top for the listeners.
I was able to also, my Google search term was tiny stretch shirt. And there's a website called magicbubbleshirts.com where you can buy popcorn shirts. These are I feel like I definitely saw people wear these shirts, but I don't think I've ever seen one not on a person, because I think I'd remember that based on how you've described it.
Yes, absolutely. But they like shrink up to be like 2 inches.
Should we get matching
yes
popcorn shirts? They're only like $22 a t-shirt on this website.
They are literally the the Skims inspiration.
Like when I see the Skims, and then I see the person that it's supposed to go on, that to me, it just doesn't sit right.
It's magic.
It doesn't sit right.
Do you know the Skims house coat that looks like just a bed comforter? Because that is actually something that I will put money in. Like, I will support Kim for making. It's like a white, like, chic comforter that's a robe.
No.
Okay, it's called Cotton Duvet Robe by Skims. It's $198, and I'm not even joking. I'm considering it. Does it look in these pictures just like, I'm pretty sure, a robe? Yes. But like,
it looks like a TNA Ultra Puff jacket, but in a house coat form.
Okay, Kirsten, when I say that I was literally just thinking that, like, that is fucking crazy.
We're just two Aritzia girls.
Literally.
But when I pulled up the cotton duvet robe, it says that it's $328. Is that what you said?
Okay, you're probably on a Canadian website. I think I'm on like Nordstrom's
in
US.
Canada,
it's $198.
In Canada, it's $328, and they only have it in extra small and 4X.
Classic. I am Devo, but like I honestly might spend over $300.
Stop it! You are not. You know what? You can get a nice, comfy house coat at the Bay, and it's soft. And it's cozy. I have one. It's hanging up just over here, and it's fine.
I won't buy underwear that's more than $5 or whatever, but I will buy this fucking duvet coat.
It doesn't get cold enough to need a robe like that either.
It doesn't get cold enough to wear my super puff, but so be it. So fucking be it. Okay, I wanted to bring back this segment. It has been like a year, but I want it to be a regular thing. I had like 3 and then I stopped. Pettyweight Champion of the Week is back.
Yay!
Not because of this bitch that I nominated, but like just because I feel like I should have more than one segment on my TV show, on my podcast.
I love it. Other segments I can recommend from my podcast are, what time is it right now that we're recording the podcast?
Yes.
And what holiday is it today? They're so stupid.
Well, so many podcasts have like super cute ones, like, you know, like FMK and like all that. And I'm just like, not that that's like even cute.
You're like,
but I'm like, I gotta.
How about I do Smasher Pass?
Yes. Literally, that's basically like this level. Okay, I'm nominating Khloe Kardashian as the Pettyweight Champion because, so just to like tie everything into like a nice bow, there were rumors that Harry from Too Hot to Handle season 1
famously used to be hot, but now not so much.
Medium ugly, as Kirsten just described him.
Right.
That's just so much better than saying like 5 out of 10.
Well, because it's like, he's not like ugly, right? But like,
no,
he's not hot.
I wouldn't even say 5, but like medium ugly is like what, 5 to 7?
I don't know, because it's the thing that it's like how there's like a hot ugly and ugly hot as well is like a thing. Where it's like,
yes, I get that.
And so it's like, I don't really know where he sits in the realm of things, but he's like a medium ugly.
He's a medium ugly. And apparently Khloe just could not, like, rumors swirl about the Kardashian sisters like nobody's business. hundreds of rumors like a week, but this is the one that she had to clear up so fucking quickly. The most random fan Instagram account, I didn't even like write down the name, it was called like The Kardashian or something like that, posted it. Khloe finds it and posts absolutely not true, all caps. And I've never seen anyone shut down a rumor this quick.
It's like, Khloe, stop, he's already dead. Enough.
Yes. And like no one believed that. Like, it's just so like, unbelievable that it's like, girl, we know
the Kardashians aren't bringing in like irrelevant reality TV stars from the UK. Like, that's just not their brand. They really are trying to elevate, you know?
Yes. Yeah, like maybe in 2009, this is the case, but like we're in 2022. Yeah. They're pulling Pete Davidson, Travis Barker, and like whoever else.
Oh, Travis Barker.
Oh, God. And then finally,
yes,
this week in petty, what are you petty about this week, Kirsten?
This story is just funny. It's a very old story and it's not about me, which I think is what makes it the most fun. So this story happened, to put you in a time and a place. It happened in the fall of 2010 at the University of Calgary dorms, okay? That's what this story is about.
Iconic.
Okay?
Place setting.
And so 2 people who lived on my floor were in a group project together for their business class in first year. So they had to spend a lot of time together. The one that I was not as close with, we'll call her Annie. Mm-hmm. Annie really like wanted to be good friends with,
use one of our Rihanna names,
with Rogue. She like, yeah, Annie wanted to be friends with Rogue, but Rogue was not like really feeling it, but they had to spend a lot of time together because they were working on a group project.
Did they want to like be friends or like hook up?
Be friends. It wasn't a hookup thing. Okay. So Rogue also had like a really hot older brother who was in med school, who was like one of the hottest people you've ever seen in person. Like, smart, a musician, so hot. Like, he was the full package.
A musician and a doctor? Yeah,
literally. He's a surgeon and a musician at this point in time.
Okay, that's
I know
unfair.
It's not right. It's not fair. We would always hear about how hot this brother was. And then when Annie met the brother, she was like, I just don't think your brother's that hot, which like, who cares? Why would you care about how hot your brother is, right? But Rogue was offended about this and starts sending me a scathing text message about what has been said about her brother's attractiveness while she is walking with Annie. But she does not send the text to me. She sends it to Annie, who she is walking with at that moment in time. And she does not say a word. She does not say anything. She turned, ran away. She just ran away.
Oh my God. When I tell you that this is
biggest
my
fear, right?
worst nightmare reincarnate or whatever the fuck, like, holy shit. Holy shit.
It's so stupid too, because it's like, why do you care if someone thinks your brother's hot?
Like, literally. I live in a world where no one talks shit about me in text messages. Like, that's the blinders that I have on to get through the day. So just like if I was on the receiving end of that, like, what's worse, being on the receiving end of the text being talked shit about, or
well,
the
like
sender?
Both are horrible, because if you send it, then it's concrete evidence that you are talking shit and you have to apologize to like figure it out, right?
Okay, but I think we've had a similar story on This Week in Petty before, but like, okay, what is the move? Like, for me, and I think I've talked about this, but it's like, do you deny? Do you like absolutely?
I think
like,
what you need to do is you need to try to get a hold of that person's phone and delete the message.
Yes.
And then you gaslight them forever. Yeah. I think that's like the best possible way to get through it. But if you cannot do that, I think you have to just be like, I don't even know why I was so upset. Like, wasn't that such a stupid thing for me to be upset? And like, just turn it around and be like, I'm really sorry. Like, obviously I was not well that day because A, that's such a stupid thing to be upset about. And also I texted it to you. I think they both apologized in the actual story, but I don't really know. I prefer to live in a world where it stops when my friend turns and just runs away.
That's so funny. Yeah, I'm totally on board with like the gaslighting thing. Like that's definitely the road that I'd want to take, even though you're right. Like saying sorry would be so much easier and just like the higher road. But like I am 100% doing like survivor level strategy.
You're ready to be petty.
yes, to not take responsibility and
100%.
Oh my gosh, that's so
I feel
funny.
like that was in the world of what you were looking for, so I hope that was a good one.
100%. And like, has that happened to you IRL?
I think no, but only because I'm so paranoid about it, because it happened to my friend one time that like if I'm ever talking shit about anyone, I look at my phone to make sure I haven't like accidentally called them and like
like 7 times.
Double check like, oh, am I texting the right person? Am I in the right group chat? Like, cause like I'm out here talking shit. It's what I do. It's who I am. I think it's why we clicked quite fast, because we have the same interests and we love to talk shit. But when you're gonna talk shit, you have to be careful. And you have to have strict 100%. Rules too. Like if I'm talking shit with you, I will not talk shit about you, because then it gets too messy. You just can't.
Yes, that is such a good point, because I feel like I talk so much on this podcast about me talking shit, but then I'm like, I don't want my like family and like true friends to think that I'm like, I don't want you to think that I'm.
I mean, you probably are gonna go text that right now. It's fine. I get it.
No, like 0%. But like, do you know what I'm saying? There's like a level. So you're right. If you're talking shit with people, you're in my inner circle enough that I'm not talking shit about you. Or if I am, it's something that I would say to your face.
Yes, absolutely. 100%. 150%.
Or like, it's like out of concern.
Yeah, it's not even like really
that I'm
shit
doing
talking. It's like,
yeah.
Are they okay? I don't know.
Yes. Like it might not come off the best, but it's
your heart is in the right place.
Absolutely.
I feel that.
Okay, well, this was so much fun. Thank you so much for coming on. Where can the listeners find you?
Yes, first of all, thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun. Would love to come back if you will have me.
Of course.
But yeah, if people are looking to find me after this, you can follow me everywhere at Kirsten Said What, including twitch.tv/Kirsten Said What. And if you would like to hear my BoJack Horseman rewatch podcast, you can hear that over at BoJack Horse Pod. We're halfway through season 5 right now, and it is very heavy, but a lot of fun. And I feel like if I was on a podcast that dropped last week called Hot Mess Moments, where we talked about 2 episodes of The Nanny, and I feel like that is very much the vibe of this podcast. So go check that out if you haven't 100%. Already.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. Good listen.
It was so chaotic.
But I love that.
It was so fun.
Well, thanks again for coming on. And there you have it. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you to Kirsten for joining me on today's episode. As I mentioned at the top of the show, I have a survey in my bio of all my socials at RTBP podcast, with just a quick survey that covers like where you listen, what you listen for, what you like about the show, what you want me to stop, anything like that. I think the beauty of RTBP right now is it's an indie podcast, so I really want to grow with my listeners, and I can really incorporate your feedback in the show, and you really have a hand and a voice in changing, you know, the trajectory and the future of RTBP. So if you want your voice heard, if you want to share your ideas with me, I am all ears. So the survey is in the link in my bio of my socials at RTBP podcast. I super appreciate it. Thank you again so much for listening. I hope you are safe and healthy out there. As always, I'm your host, Torry, and I'm ready to be petty. See you soon. Bye.